Hi, I'm Shuan and welcome to RenovAID, the show where we help needy families renew, rebuild and revitalize their homes. A family home has seen better days.
We moved in 10 years ago. Whatever you see that we have, they're already half worn out.
The aging flats are showing signs of decay and wear and tear. Leakage at the bottom beneath cabinet. Oh, I see.
You see, of the corner, there's a cracks there.
With a recent job loss, the family doesn't have the resources to upkeep the home.
There was no pay at all. I have to think over and over again, do I really need to get this? Being a sole breadwinner, the challenges of providing for the family itself comes first.
Can RenovAID step in to make this home safer for this family? Sathiya and his family of 5 live in a simply furnished HDB flat. As a sole breadwinner, the family lives from paycheck to paycheck. They cannot afford to upkeep the home or even buffer for unexpected circumstances.
I felt very devastated. The income that I used to draw was the only source of help to overcome anything.
Sathiya works as a security guard. He supports his wife and 3 children. But a series of setbacks have cost him his rice bowl.
An abscess infection due to some bacterial infection. I went for a minor surgery to remove the abscess. First thing, I was on medical leave. Secondly, there was a change of company. I was left out. I mean, in other words, they didn't include me in the picture. There was no pay at all. Because it was a new contract, I mean 0 pay.
Sathiya was left without a salary for 2 months before he was able to renegotiate a new contract with his employer. But the sudden loss of income made a dent on their finances and well-being.
That 2 months, the whole process was stalled because of the surgery. Everything came to a standstill. Whatever we need to know, if we need to purchase something for even the basic stuff, I have to think over and over again. Do I really need to get this, or can I get something else?
For Sathiya's family, who lives paycheck to paycheck, finances need to be carefully planned to cover essentials like food and utilities. But there isn't enough for much else.
Okay, whatever you see that we have was given by someone. I mean, used items. I'm thankful that I have used items, but after some time, they're already half worn out.
Without much storage or furniture, the family's belongings occupy much of the bedroom's floor space.
At this present moment, there's only one place where they sleep, which is the hall. Okay, at night. Okay. Because the rooms are all filled up with some junks. So we need to clear up a lot of things in order to get the children to have their own room.
While the family has learned to work around the lack of furniture, there are more serious problems that need to be rectified.
The kitchen cabinet needs to be removed and redone again. The metal pieces are rusty, and then there's a lot of dust due to over the years of usage. It has become dusty, and there's some cockroaches moving in and out. So on and off we have to spray insecticide. Basically, because of that itself, we are not storing anything inside there.
The house hasn't been renovated for more than 10 years. With only enough finances to get by, the family cannot afford to address the accumulated wear and tear issues.
There's 1 or 2 pipes which is leaking. I'm unable to rectify it at one time. Even if I were to do it, it's going to take a very long time. Being a sole breadwinner, the challenges of providing for the family itself comes first, priority, then followed by the rest. So thank God, I'm still going through, overcoming it slow and steadily.
Hello!
Hi!
Hi, Sathiya! Hi, Maria! Hi, Bhumi! thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome.
Can we come in?
Please come in.
All right, thank you. So, how long have you been living here?
We've been living here for 10 years actually. There's actually 5 of us. My wife. My eldest, my second is a boy.
Okay.
My youngest, a girl. They are in P5 and P3.
Okay.
They're still in school right now and they should be back home shortly.
Standing in the living room, something curious has caught my eye. Wow! Who's the beautiful mind? Who's the math genius?
My 3 children.
Oh, really? I'm so interested. Like, because normally when people draw on the walls, the parents won't let the kids draw on the walls.
I always believe that children, you always want to express yourself, the freedom of expression. And seeing them doing this, I didn't want to spoil their freedom. I didn't want to curb or be a hindrance to their confidence. I just let them be.
Like, embrace.
Exactly.
Embrace what's in your brain. Okay.
Here, we realized there was a cockroach infestation. It needs a
It needs to be torn
overhaul.
down, thrown
Yeah.
away. Okay, totally.
We moved in 10 years ago. Whatever you see that we have, they already half worn out.
Sathiya has agreed to show me around his humble 3-room flat. I'm hoping that we can find ways to improve the family's quality of life. Okay, come, tell me about your house.
You can see the hall basically is sockets and all that. It's been 10 years already.
Okay.
So probably needs some checks,
Yep.
to rectify the things. And then this is actually a false wall.
What was it for?
My idea was to actually make this into a kind of like a mini library kind of thing. But it didn't really work out.
Oh, okay. Actually, is there a reason why this table is here? Because then cannot access that space also. Is there anything inside those drawers?
Yeah, some of the old books and all that.
Currently, the space is not well oriented to allow the family of 5 to dine together. Some expert space planning could help improve the hall's layout.
This is supposed to be the children's room actually.
Okay.
But then, since they were young, they were also afraid to sleep on their own.
Okay.
So what I did was, we all bunk in together across the hall,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So all of you sleep in the living room together?
So in the meantime, this room has become more or less like a storage space.
With the room underutilized, it has turned into a time capsule of the family's memories. Okay, so there are quite a lot of things in this room. Can you walk me through what they are and whether they're still important to you guys, whether they're still being used?
That's actually the children's toys. Sometimes, residents actually give me certain toy stuffs. They know that I have children. I'm like that. I treasure things and value things that's given to me.
Besides the collection of the children's childhood toys,
It's actually kind of like transformer kind of a car.
okay. Sathiya also keeps a secret stash of soccer memorabilia, the Red Devils, and other personal artifacts.
See all this?
Whoa! Hey, Fandi Ahmad! So cool. So you seem like quite a sentimental person, and there are a lot of things that hold memories for you here in this room. I'm wondering whether they're all sentimental or whether they're things that can be thrown away.
So I want to convert it back originally for the children, back to them. That means they have a bed of their own, and then at the same time, a small study corner for them here. Okay, this is the other room I mentioned, yes.
This is...
Okay, this pile up here, right?
What's happening here?
Okay. Actually,
Yeah.
over the years, we have accumulation of clothing, right? We ran out of storage space.
Most of the bedroom furniture were donated items from 10 years ago. They have disintegrated beyond repair.
This thing gave way, so we couldn't hang anything here. So that's where you found that pile up there.
Right. Used to be in here,
Yes, used to
spoiled,
be.
and then moved over there. So, what do you hope for this room?
Okay, basically, all I need is just a simple bed, to have a good sleep. Yeah, other than that, a cupboard to store the clothes. Okay, and that's about it.
Okay. Okay, we have a look at the kitchen.
Sure. Right.
All right.
You can see the kitchen itself. The cabinets are already about 10 years.
Okay.
10 years and a lot of wear and tear.
Over the years, the kitchen has fallen into disrepair. With rusty hinges, the cabinet doors are at risk of falling and injuring someone. Even the stove is down to its last working burner. Leakage at the bottom beneath cabinet. Oh, so people know not to touch, is it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
The pipes in the building are more than 50 years old. Over time, they have disintegrated and need to be replaced. Oh, okay, so the tap doesn't work?
Yes, it does.
Right. So then the dishes are put here, but then later on you'll wash it in the bathroom?
Yes, we have a pail over here.
Ah, okay.
We have a pail over here, right? So I'll just carry the water over here and then my wife will wash it.
So this is where you keep all like the groceries, the pots and pans.
Okay, some of it here.
Yeah.
Like for example, you can see the potatoes, the garlic and the onions.
Yeah.
And then rice is in the container.
Okay. So why is everything here instead?
The major reason why we left it here, because here we realized there was a cockroach infestation.
Sathiya had to spray all of the cabinets with pesticide to keep the cockroaches at bay. Because of that, they don't feel safe about keeping food in them anymore.
Somehow or other, we are able to manage the situation, but this thing it needs a
It needs to be torn
overhaul.
down, thrown
Yeah.
away. Okay,
Yeah.
totally. Okay. Okay, shall we have a look at the bathrooms?
Sure.
Yeah. The bathrooms have been recently refurbished by HDB, but I do think that there's room to future-proof them for old age. All right, thank you very much. So I'm gonna head off today and we'll come back another time with the ID and we'll see what ideas he has for the house. Oh, it's alive! Oh! I can see why they didn't want to continue using these cupboards. We're gonna have to seal that thing up. My goodness. Sathiya's home needs a fresh start. And interior designer Kelvin is just the guy to do that. Hi, Kelvin!
Hi, Shuan.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready to go meet the family and see the house?
Kind of nervous, but I am ready.
It's okay, we just need you to bring your expertise.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Hi, Sathiya!
Hi, Shuan.
I brought a friend.
Yeah.
So this is Kelvin. He's going to be your ID. And Kelvin, this is Sathiya. He's the owner of the
Hi,
house.
Kelvin.
Hi, I'm Kelvin.
Sathiya, is there anything you want to tell Kelvin before we start going around?
I think as you go around, you'll be able to see which are the ones of more of a concern than anything else. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go walk around and then we'll see you in a bit. If I miss out anything, let me know.
Sure. All right. Please feel free.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
To start off the home inspection, Kelvin asked to see the kitchen first.
It's really cannot use already.
It's an area that he suspects will need the most work. What thoughts do you have?
Actually, I noticed that the cabinet currently is a suspended one. Suspended meaning that there's no base below the cabinet itself, it's left hanging. So usually we don't propose to do this kind of design because if you put a lot of things on top of the kitchen cabinet, when it gets heavy, over the long run, it will start to bend down a little. Because of gravity, the door will start to left hanging.
Why do people choose suspended cabinet?
One is they can save some cost because they don't have to build a base. And some idea they will say that it's very, very nice, but it's not very durable over the long run. I think the pipes is broken already.
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
You see, of the corner, there's a cracks there. It's already broken. That's why there's this leakage issue.
Okay.
So I think we have to change all these.
We realized that this is why Sathiya keeps the water mains turned off. If he turns it on, he can risk flooding the kitchen. Kelvin agrees that the entire kitchen needs an overhaul. All right, this is the master bedroom.
Wow, a lot of things in their room.
Actually, right now, the wardrobe isn't full. The hanging part is broken and the bottom part is just not being used. So this all used to be inside there.
I think I have to build more storage space for them so at least they can keep all their things neatly in the storage itself. And I see the light is working. Well, actually the room is quite dark. So actually we have to change a light for them which is brighter. Yeah.
And actually also in the daytime, it's a bit bright because right now the curtains aren't keeping out the light, and Sathiya works night shifts. So he sleeps in the daytime, and actually this is usually where he sleeps. I don't think he's able to get a full blackout in here during the day. Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a blackout curtain for them, so at least when he come home, he can sleep more comfortably.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Kelvin hopes to make the room feel more cozy. So he's promising to explore a new color palette that is more comforting to the eyes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we go and see the other room. Okay,
You go first.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
So this is the common room.
From what I see, they don't have really a space for their kids to sleep. I will propose them to do a full height cabinet all the way, so all their things they can keep in the storage, so they have space for them to put their beds for their kids to sleep. At least they don't have to sleep in the living room.
With the floor cleared, the room can accommodate beds for each of the children.
That's great. Last but not least, let's go to the main area, which is the living room.
Sure, let's go.
Okay. So this is the main room of the house. This is where the family hangs out quite a lot.
correct.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, how can we make the space more conducive for that?
Actually, I can see the house is quite not in a very good orientation for the furniture and all.
Kelvin is hoping to hack the mini storage room and rework the layout of the furniture in the hall.
They don't have a place for their family to have a very proper place to eat together, or a place that they can sleep well in. By the end of the renovation, I hope that I can help them create a better storage space and keep their house organized and make sure they are happy with the design that I proposed for them.
It's been 2 weeks since Kelvin and I went to visit Sathiya's home. He is ready to show me some ideas that he has for the flat.
This is the living room.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! This is not the same house!
Kelvin has come prepared with a 360 visualization of his plans. He intends to do some minor hacking. The makeshift storeroom will be removed to create more space in the hall where the family spends most of the time.
It will be an extra space to the living room. So there's a space that will be their dining area. If not, the house it will be too small. They don't even have a space to eat.
Besides the living room, Kelvin plans to make big changes to the bedrooms. Both bedrooms will have built-in wardrobes installed and even display cases for Sathiya's collectibles.
Overall, I think it's looking really great. But if each of them had their own study area, I think that could be quite nice.
That one shouldn't be a problem. Let's say we can convert one of the area, like this area, to a study area.
Color of the walls, is this what you're looking at the moment?
I'm going to make some changes because I think this is not the best yet.
Right, okay.
I make some amendments at my end. So I think I'm going to match with the color that they like the color that they say purple or this.
Yeah, because I was thinking the colors that they chose were pretty strong.
So I try to match in.
He's got subtle hints of color around the design, but he can certainly inject more fun into the space.
The design is looking great, but we think it can look even better by incorporating more of the family's personality. So Kelvin is sitting on that. In the meantime, we have Team Renovate because the move out has to go ahead as scheduled. Are you guys ready? Yes! Okay, let's go! Hi guys! Hi! We are here, Team Renovate. Say hi to the family.
Hi!
How are you guys feeling?
Feeling excited?
The family is all packed and ready to move out. However, leaving behind their family home is a difficult process for them.
We really love this place. It's not just a home. It's more than that. This is where we feel safe, feel comfortable. Whatever furniture, it's always been our nature. Whatever we have, we always appreciate and we're always thankful.
We'll do our best for everything. In Chinese, we believe the old things go, the new thing will come. Just make room for new things to come in.
To experience something new, you have to go through the pain.
As Sathiya and his family bid us farewell, our volunteers are now able to come in to complete the rest of the move out.
Remember, we just bring everything, boxes and those warehouse things out first. Then we left with rubbish. Later we're going to do a last check.
I think in general the family has prepared the house well for moving. So it was quite easy to move, but there's still a lot of heavy lifting involved. So that's why I say I'm all wet.
As the volunteers start to clear the kitchen,
Oh, it's alive! Oh, where did it go? Okay, so there are quite a few dead cockroaches inside.
Yeah, cockroach invasion.
I think there's one that's still sort of alive. I can see why they didn't want to continue using these cupboards. So what we're gonna do is that we'll be sealing up the rubbish chute because that's where they're coming in from.
with the trash cleared and disposed, and the family's belongings wrapped and sent to storage, the house is now ready for renovation.
You know, it holds so much memories here, but at the same time, everything that they had packed, they were ready to change, I think. I guess that's like the bittersweetness of change, right? You leave behind things that mean a lot to you, but at the same time, you're welcoming in who knows what. I do hope that the new house is something that they love, that they will enjoy as much, and you know what? Same bones, we're just kind of giving it new clothes. Oh, they're fixing the windows today.
Because previously the window is very hard to close.
This kitchen, it looks very undone to me.
It's the delay in the permits and some worker issue lah.
And we're here at Jewel. That's cute. 1, 2, 3.
We're looking forward to a fresh start. Same home, but with a new look, and we want to maintain it from there.
Wow.